LSSI gives the True Friend Award annually to those who have made significant contributions to the human community. And Reverend Wayne Pam Miller described the Lutheran Church as a backdrop to their lives, from growing up in their respective Lutheran congregations to meeting and then marrying at Emmanuel Lutheran in Chicago, and the Lutheran Church being a catalyst for them in helping other people. If you talk to Wayne and Pam, helping is a theme. It's who they are. It often comes up. And you need only to look at how they've given of themselves over the years to see the impact they've had on people and communities. Wayne and Pam have close ties to LSSI. One of Wayne's first jobs after being ordained was chaplain for an LSSI program serving children with developmental disabilities. And Wayne has mentioned to me that this has shaped his ministry in many ways. Wayne, I think you might have come full circle years later when you served on the LSSI Board of Directors. During your tenure, again, coming full circle as Bishop of the Metropolitan Chicago Synod. Pam first toured our Kenmore Addiction Treatment Center in Chicago years ago when Emmanuel provided offices for substance use counselors. And through her involvement with the Women's Network, she toured several other program sites, and the tours provided this close-up look at LSSI's impact, the compassion of our staff. Wayne and Pam, your commitment to the human community goes beyond your dedication to LSSI. Pam was Emmanuel Lutheran's lead volunteer for the congregation's support for refugees in the late 1970s. Pam was also involved with and led many of Emmanuel's social and advocacy ministries. I think most of us in the room know the importance of these ministries and how important they are to communities and congregations. Moreover, we know how critical volunteers like Pam are in making those ministries meaningful and successful. I'm grateful for Pam, your service, for Wayne, your service, your support. We are not only the only organization to benefit from you, from your efforts. Wayne, you are a founding member of the Suicide Prevention Services of Fox Valley, a trustee of Carthage College. You also serve as a member of the Council of Religious Leaders of Metropolitan Chicago. Wayne shared with us that he loves how Lutherans are good at asking questions no one is asking. And he said that's a hallmark of LSSI, that we answer those challenging questions and find solutions, being always responsive to change. In their life's work, the Millers have always stepped up to help. And this is what makes you true friends. Wayne and Pam, on behalf of Lutheran Social Services of Illinois, I'm honored to present you with the 2023 True Friend Award.
Good evening. It is so good to see all of you and so great to be able to share this celebration with you. Pam and I are just so filled with gratitude, appreciation for you, all you do, and for this time to be recognized in this way as a true friend of LSSI, which, as you've heard from Mark, has always been such an important part of our life and our work. It's doubly important to me, I think, to have this happen on a night when the emphasis for the evening is on ministry for people who are working with developmental challenges in their life, because, as Mark also indicated to you, this is a part of the ministry that's been particularly important to me. I do want to, as I begin, also say just a little bit of acknowledgement and thanks to our families who are here tonight over here at table 12. Really wonderful to have you here. But then also to go on and say thanks to all of you who are another kind of family for us in so many ways. I was thinking as I was going around talking to people before that being here tonight is so much like going to a reunion for me. except that at this point in my life, when I go to a reunion, I don't recognize anyone, and I do recognize almost all of you, so it's really nice to be able to share this. As you might expect, given the fact that I've had so few opportunities in my life to speak in public, Pam has graciously invited me to give this response on behalf of both of us. And I do want to just emphasize the fact that there's a few thoughts and certainly many affections here that really are coming from both of us. As Mark's already indicated, growing up in this part of the world as Lutherans, we have never really seen a time when LSSI has not been an important part of our lives. For Pam, it came through the Women's Network and her work there, and as you've heard, some of her earlier work at Emmanuel, some of that we shared. For me, my personal relationship with the agency changed in a very dramatic way when I was ordained in 1984 to a part-time congregational call at Emmanuel in Chicago, and then invited with the other part of my time to serve as a pastor for the community, the LSSI community at the Center for Developmentally Disabled Children, the Augustana Center. This was a brand new field of endeavor for me, a totally new challenge, something I had never really done before. But it was one that changed me really forever in so many ways. Part of that change came from the friendships that I formed there, the friendships with the children, friendships in some cases with their families, friendships with the rest of the staff, the caregivers there. Part of it came because the new challenges of the ministry pushed me to look a little deeper into myself and ways that I was doing ministry and find skills I never knew I had before. Among them, writing songs that I could teach to the children that told Bible stories, and that songwriting has become sort of a trademark feature of my ministry over the years, along with my Trader Joe's bag, for those of you who know that. But above all, the children at the Augustana Center changed my understanding of the word faith. Faith. Like most educated, and particularly most seminary-educated Lutherans, I'd grown up with sort of an unspoken understanding that faith was a word that we used to refer to the intellectual complex of all the things that we think about God. But at Augustana, the circumstances of those children's lives pretty much completely took that kind of thinking off the table. But the faith that I experienced there could move mountains. And it was in processing all this that I came to the stunning realization that faith really has very little to do with what we think, as important as it may be to be both mindful and thoughtful in life. But faith is different. Faith is a decision to entrust your vulnerability to the care and compassion of someone or something beyond yourself. And when the steward of that vulnerability proves worthy of that trust, the result is lives that are changed forever. There are really lots of choices for where we can invest that faith, lots of places where we can entrust our vulnerability. Friends, family, spouses, parents, doctors, teachers, first responders. I suppose for most of the people in this room, we would say that we entrust our vulnerability, that we invest our faith in the care and compassion of God, or maybe the care and compassion of Jesus. But for thousands upon thousands of people beyond these walls here tonight, for thousands of people beyond the walls of our congregations, for thousands of God's most vulnerable children, the one to whom they entrust that vulnerability is LSSI. And the staff that 100 times a minute is moving mountains and changing lives forever. And they do it on our behalf, and they do it on God's behalf. LSSI, you see, really is not someone else. It is not just an extension of a government safety net program or another corporate logo on a long list of charitable agencies. LSSI is us, being the flesh and blood expression of a love that's worthy of trust and worthy of faith. And if we work together now to keep it strong, you know, Pam and I are the ones here on the platform tonight, but it's you. It's really you that are the true friends and the everyday heroes. Thank you.